Is Bitcoin gonna finally hit $100,000 and beyond, or are we not gonna do that? As this is possibly now the major question. Is Bitcoin gonna hit $100,000? And so it is simple to actually answer this question. Believe it or not, it is very simple, and we're gonna look into it in today's video. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to support the channel. So first off, something we want to really get out of the way very quick is obviously on the low time frames, Bitcoin is freakingly strong. It is massively strong, right? Nothing is stopping it. Like, I dare anyone now to go and short, right? Like, I in fact stopped shorting Bitcoin since it broke above 30,000 USA dollars back in the days here, right? Because since the bear market, my bread and butter, my making money strategy was to short Bitcoin. It was simple. You can just keep shorting and you make money. And now since it broke 30,000, my strategy is simple. Just keep longing every dip. And it's been working fantastic this far. Thank God. But it's working and it's keep working. And I can tell you from a trading perspective, I dare anyone to short Bitcoin now. I dare anyone to short Bitcoin. It is massively strong. You can see on these low time frames, it just keeps grinding. And most importantly, this thing I've seen over and over, this slow grind up you see on Bitcoin when it breaks an all-time high. This thick yellow line here is the previous March all-time high 73,000. You can see this grind is typical of these like squeezes up, right? We see those. We're seeing one now as well, which I'm gonna get back to, and it's breaking up. So now when we come here, guys, something we need to keep in mind is why this $100,000 target is such a target for a lot of people. It's such a psychological target. Well, basically because people got scammed by it in 2021. In 2021, guys, everybody here at the highs was saying $100,000 Bitcoin is coming. It is no way that it is not coming. And that happened after Bitcoin did a literal 20x, guys, from the bear market. So this here was a $3,000 Bitcoin, went to 69,000. That's an actual 20x. So after Bitcoin does a 20x, you are calling for 100,000. Obviously, you're not gonna get it. Obviously. Now from the bear market lows here today, the bear market low is around 16K. So Bitcoin actually needs to go to 160K to do a 10x from the lows, and it's still gonna be a half of what it did in 2021 cycle. It's gonna be half of it, still diminishing return, still all that, and this would be a 10x. And now calling for 100,000 USA dollars, it is not delusional to be thinking that Bitcoin is gonna go way above $100,000. It is not delusional, but it is playing with the sentiment, and that's what's actually causing it to go there, because now everybody is thinking that it is not gonna do it since it did not do it in 2021. So there is a delusion. Now before here, now we have a different sentiment. Here we had everybody calling for $100,000 as something that can happen. It's very obvious it's gonna happen. Today we have the opposite, where people now are calling for a fake out, for this is too much. Bitcoin is not going to $100,000. Bitcoin is not gonna do it. That's the sentiment we got now, because now it's actually within reach that Bitcoin can do that. It's within its reach. It's possible. And personally, I do think it's possible, but let's just look at the chart. They are telling us what we need to know. So you remember, guys, these are the monthly candles on Bitcoin. These circles here, the blue circles here, are where we are at now today. So they're just representing where we are at. So you can see this monthly candle here is October, then here is November. This is where we are at now today. This is November. So this is the start, the end, all that. This is November. Actually, we broken above all-time high in November back in 2020. We did the same now. Let's call it, we did the same because we broken above this previous March all-time high, which was a bit front run because of the ETFs and BlackRock and whatnot. But let's say this is the first time ever that we are seeing a strong breakout above previous all-time high, and it happened exactly in November. Back in the days here, also in November. This was also election days or election month. This is also an election month. A lot of things repeating similarly the same. Also a halvening year, also a halvening year. A lot of things that are similar. And what happened back then here is that we had November, December, January, February, March, and April, all of them were just uptrends and pumps on Bitcoin. So this clearly tells us that Bitcoin is going above $100,000. First, we got the sentiment that everybody now is being cautious, being on the fence about Bitcoin hitting $100,000. Not like in 2021 where everybody was calling for $100,000. And we do have this strong breakout here that happened back in the days in in 2021 November till April, just uptrend on Bitcoin. So these two here are showing us exactly that Bitcoin is going above 100,000 USA dollars. We do have the RSI that I shown you on the previous video. This is the monthly RSI, and the monthly RSI basically shows that there is diminishing returns, obviously, but it hasn't topped yet. Usually it marks the top when it goes on that bought area, which starts to show green shades here, which we haven't hit yet. And we can even put a trend here, let's say a downtrend, let's say we can call it, and we haven't really gotten there yet. And these are this is the monthly RSI. So each monthly candle close actually affects the RSI. So this RSI is not gonna mark the next level till we close the monthly candle, so each month. So this does actually take a long time for it to reach this upper target here. So these are all things that are showing Bitcoin will very likely go above $100,000. Now the mechanics behind it, there are many things that are behind what can cause it to go above $100,000, but from the charts alone it looks like it is within reach and much more above 100,000. And still, as I shown you now, a 10x from the lows will put Bitcoin at 160,000 USA dollars, and if not 169,000 or more, and it will still be diminishing from this 20x that it did back in this 2019, 2020, 2021 cycle. So we got that. Then we got the sentiment, which also is pretty much on the fence around that. So I'm thinking a lot of people are gonna start charting Bitcoin around 100k, 98k or whatnot. These people are gonna serve as fuel, right? As fuel, short squeezes as Bitcoin goes up. Disbelief. This rally has been just disbelief since the beginning. Since it started breaking out, it's just been disbelief. If you are not really on Twitter much, since Bitcoin started breaking out, everybody's on the sidelines. From the look of it, Bitcoin is pumping, everybody's silent. We don't see people celebrating. We don't see people happy about it. We don't see nobody talking about it. We don't see a lot of people enjoying actually this pump. Now, granted, altcoins are not moving with it, which they will. At some point, they will all start skyrocketing and make us rich, which is the main thing we're investing in, and especially on this channel, meme coins and low cap meme coins. But the thing is, people are in disbelief, and a lot of people are wishing for this to go down, right? For Bitcoin to retrace and go back down, and they can finally feel good about it. And we do as well have this last rally that was also a disbelief rally, Bitcoin breaking above 30k here. This also happened in October and November, same time last year, and it just kept rallying up. It just kept rallying up until hitting 73k. I do think now many things are showing Bitcoin is going way above 100k, 169k for the fun of it, and it is pretty much on the table, which is gonna make it a 10x from the bear market lows. That's gonna be pretty impressive to see Bitcoin doing that. Now, one thing is gonna happen now is as soon as Bitcoin is gonna start breaking 100k, then we're gonna start to see higher targets. And if you remember what happened in 2021, once Bitcoin reached this 60k and started really showing strength and breaking everybody's expectations, people started calling for 100k. Why not? People started to feel everything is possible. They started to get more greedy and calling for higher targets, let's say 100k. Even when Bitcoin started breaking above 30k and breaking out, going towards 50k, and people started calling for 100k. And now we are finally seeing Bitcoin do it 4 years later, another cycle later. So what's likely to happen again is as soon as Bitcoin breaks 100k, now people are gonna start calling for 200k, which is basically what happened here. When Bitcoin broke above 50k, then people started calling for 100k as only a 2x from 50k Bitcoin. It's a 2x. If Bitcoin goes to 100k, it's a 2x from 50k. So it's very possible Bitcoin has done already 15x, and it could do even more from here. Why not? So it took 4 years later actually for Bitcoin to go towards 100k. So as soon as it's gonna break 100k, which is now the psychological level of the 50k level here, people are gonna call for 200k. That's what's most likely gonna happen, and we will live to see it. Bitcoin breaking above 100k, consolidating above 100k, and then we're gonna start seeing people calling for 200k, 250k, 500k and whatnot. But the most conservative of them all will call for 200k, as it is only 2x from 100k. And what's likely to happen is for that 200k to actually get front run 200k. That's why maybe 169k for the fun of it. One more time, we're gonna get that, and then we see the actual 200k or whatever targets that we're gonna have now people calling for once Bitcoin is gonna break 100K, we're gonna have it happen by the next cycle, where Bitcoin is gonna go to that target, whatever that target is gonna be, 250K, 500K, and whatnot. Maybe people are gonna start calling for Bitcoin to flip gold. Watch for those kind of things, right? Bitcoin heading towards like above 100K, above 150K, and people are gonna start calling for Bitcoin to flip gold, and Bitcoin should go around $500 or above to flip gold, and that's gonna be possibly the thing that's gonna get people, that's gonna be the new narrative for Bitcoin, possibly for people to anchor their predictions towards going above 200K, flipping gold and all that. And that's gonna be possibly those major signals you want to be looking for. But I do think people most likely will call for 200K. We're gonna get those calling for 500K, but we're gonna possibly front run by that, not go to 200K, just right below it, or halfway through it, maybe 150K or something like that. But first we need to wait for Bitcoin to break out above 100K, and then we'll see. You need to subscribe so you stay updated. But I do think that's what's most likely to happen. And then the next cycle, that's when we're gonna see Bitcoin breaking above 200K and whatnot, and going for whatever people start to predict. As now you can see clearly, guys, now to get done with Bitcoin, you can see clearly, to just move on from Bitcoin, you can see that it started here November, it started breaking out. Actually the rally ended in November of 2021, the next year, which is November of 2025. That's how long we could see Bitcoin running and pumping and dragging altcoins up with it and all that. So you can see clearly that we got 4 months to come where Bitcoin just keeps going up. Now obviously something could happen, some unpredictable event, or some black swan event, something can happen and this thing goes to zero, right? These are always risks, but it's very, 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 very unlikely now that we see this, now that we have elections behind us, that we have now Trump in the office. We have a lot of things that were really draining the market, that were causing uncertainty, which the market doesn't like, usually uncertainty. So now since we passed that election time and the uncertainty with war and all that, since we passed that, the market now is more certain. That's why we're seeing a massive strong bounce on Bitcoin, because now the market is getting more certain of the future, and that's what's going on right now. So the possibility of any major crashes are out of the way now, and the likelihood of repeating 2021 with the strong monthly candles following November is very high. So last thing, now the question that everybody's asking, why altcoins are not moving. Well guys, now Bitcoin dominance is where you want to be looking, and it is very normal. For those wondering, this is where you want to be actually looking into altcoins. And now we've got Bitcoin dominance here at 60%. It did hit 61%, which is a new high for Bitcoin dominance, which means now, guys, simple as that, it means that Bitcoin now is leading, and as soon as this gonna cool off, we're gonna see our altcoins, and especially our meme coins, pumping. Now you can see our meme coins are like moving up and down, moving and up and down. They're not really doing what they're supposed to do right now, and because actually the full-on blown hype mania and retail is not yet here. Once you're gonna see that, we're gonna see this Bitcoin dominance cooling off, and this is when usually we get the altcoin season. So we just make it simple. So when the Bitcoin dominance is going up like that, that means there is no altcoin season. It's when it goes down. So this is the 2021 altcoin season. Get rich, buy altcoins, get rich, and pumps and 100x pumps and all that. Now we haven't had that yet, even though on my channel, which we've been killing it. We've been getting into these top meme coins when they were tiny, teeny market cap coins. We've been killing it with meme coins, even though, and thank God, the majority of the market is still wrecked. If you look at most of the altcoins that people are buying, this utility white paper garbage that people are buying is not moving, besides maybe XRP finally poking its head up, finally breaking out, but doing a mere 80% pump and whatnot, and Dogecoin and few here and there, maybe now Cardano is moving, but besides that, most of the altcoins are down or not moving or not following Bitcoin, and it is very normal to see that. The thing remains the same, is now that Bitcoin dominance is peaking, it is time to actually start accumulating these coins and these strong altcoins and strong meme coins around here and on its way down, this is when we get the altcoin season. Now this usually happens in the post-halving year, which is next year, 2025. The whole of 2025 is going to be an altcoin season. So you're not late if you're now today here. You are not late to the altcoin season. In fact, you're very early right now. And the best time to be in the market, right? It's right now. The best time to be looking into meme coins and altcoins is right now. Now, you know, meme coins is what you really want to be looking at. Altcoin, the other utility coins have been massively underperforming while Bitcoin dominance was going up, and they will not do as good when Bitcoin dominance is going to be going down, and meme coins are going to be the ones doing the greatest when the Bitcoin dominance is going to be going down. And after the Bitcoin dominance, what you really want to be looking at, if we are interested into meme coins, which we are, is Solana and ETH, because they still are the ecosystems where our meme coins thrive, and money rotation to these is very key to keep an eye on and what's going on. So actually Solana now, guys, almost did hit its previous all-time high from 2021, which is crazy, right? Very few previous cycle altcoins have done that so far. So Solana now is about to hit its previous all-time high. So its previous all-time high is 259. Now, from its market cap perspective, it did actually hit it, but because of the dilution and because these coins are inflationary, they get printed over and over, the price does not reflect it. But Solana actually did hit, is way higher when it comes to its market cap. But what we see here, guys, is simple. We're gonna compare these with ETH and what I do see happening now with these two. And down below here we have ETH, and something interesting is happening with these two now. Let's just look at it this way. So this wick here, you see this is January low 2024. Solana started its year and ETH started its year, and these are both monthly candles, and we're gonna put the same lines and the same supports and resistances on both of them, just so we know what's going on here. So what we see here on ETH is still struggling while Solana is pulling up a new all-time high. But what I'm looking at here is a lot of traders and a lot of investors are gonna try to look into money rotation here, where Solana now is nearing its all-time high. A lot of people are gonna start taking profits to buy ETH to catch on a trade. These usually are called catch-up trades, and a lot of people with large amount of money, especially hedge funds and people that invest in these large caps, they do play these catch-up trades, where if Solana now is outperforming ETH, as soon as Solana now hits its all-time high, people are gonna start taking profits to rotate to the next thing that he's gonna follow. And obviously now ETH is massively underperforming and massively underpriced against Solana. So I'm just gonna show you here, guys. So you see this purple line here, these are, like, let's say it's the same support. This is April-March support on the monthly on Solana and as well on ETH. So ETH actually broke below it and went down to its January low, where Solana did not. Solana did not go to its January low, which shows massive strength on Solana. But now we got ETH bouncing back up, regaining the purple support that is on Solana here, that held up Solana for a long time, and then Solana went to its all-time high. So now we got ETH there. So we need ETH to break above here and hold on its monthly, and then we're gonna see ETH moving up towards its previous all-time high, which is around 4,700 or like 4,800, and then we're gonna see the catch-up trade. So basically what this means, guys, is ETH meme coins, the ones that are on ETH, are gonna start moving aggressively by next month and moving forward, right? Our meme coins on ETH are gonna start moving aggressively as ETH starts to move up and people start to play catch up on ETH and on its ecosystem, and especially on the meme coins that are on ETH. You can see clearly now there is gonna be a big catch up here between these two. Now a lot of layer 2s are gonna have pretty much the same charts that are gonna be playing out like that, where people are gonna try to catch up and play catch up on these. Now most likely now ETH is next. That's where my eyes are at right now, where ETH is gonna start following Solana very soon, for people to fill up the gap here that we have, where Solana is at its all-time high and ETH is not yet there, massively underperforming, and it should start moving up towards its all-time high. So basically that just means our meme coins on ETH are gonna skyrocket following ETH. As ETH increases its price, more people people are gonna take bets on meme coins on it. Anyways, I hope this was helpful, guys. To summarize this video, pretty simple. We do have a straight shot at Bitcoin going way above 100k, as the breakout has just happened right now on Bitcoin on the monthly on November. So we expect December, January, February till April to be just green months and moving up. We might get some here and there, like maybe 2 to 3, 5% dips on Bitcoin and whatnot. But overall, the uptrend, the trend is up, and the trend is your friend here, and the trend is just moving up on Bitcoin, which means altcoins are gonna follow next. So that's what's going on here. Do I think Bitcoin will go above 100k? Definitely. It is pretty much here shown in the chart that Bitcoin is very likely to hit above 100k. So I hope this was helpful, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video till the end, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.